Welcome to Morocco, the land of colors. A kingdom where every shape is a secret code. Look at a woman's kohl-lined eyes, or the fading blue tattoos on an Amazigh elder's chin. These are ancient shields and living history, not just makeup. It is a land where women in the Atlas Mountains choose their own husbands, and where one visionary woman built the world's oldest university. From the theater of haggling over mint tea to the intricate henna blessings painted on a bride's hands, this country demands to be read, not just seen. Are you ready to step into the grand maze and uncover its true colors? Let's decode the magic together. This is Morocco, and the woman you just met is the doorway into everything this country is. Start with her eyes. That black line is kohl, and Moroccans will tell you it is not only makeup. It is a small shield. Women line their eyes before a wedding, a festival, a prayer, and trace it on their newborns too. They believe it softens the desert sun, keeps out the dust off the Sahara, and turns away the evil eye. The envious look folk belief says can bring bad luck. Now look at her hands. The henna patterns are never random. A vine for growth, a diamond for protection, painted on at every threshold of a woman's life to carry baraka, blessing, luck, and joy. But the mark that matters most is the one that is disappearing. On the chins of the oldest Amazigh women, you sometimes still see it, the siyala, a vertical line of blue running down from the lower lip, tattooed when a girl came of age and tied in old belief to Tanit, an ancient goddess of fertility. It marked her passage into womanhood and was meant to make her more beautiful. Here is the quiet part. The women wearing it today are the last who ever will. Younger generations turned away, and many were told the tattoos were forbidden by faith. Reporters meet grandmothers once told to scrub the ink off, who kept it anyway and speak of it with pride. When they are gone, the blue lines go with them. That is the first thing Morocco teaches you. What looks like decoration is almost always a hidden language, and you have to learn to read it. Before we go deeper, tell us in the comments where in the world you are watching from. Morocco has a way of reaching everywhere. To understand why her eyes are lined and her chin was once inked, follow her out the door, into the place where every Moroccan day gets loud. This is real life in Morocco, the old market maze at the heart of every city. And the first thing to know is that haggling here is not a fight over money. It is a piece of theater, and everyone knows their role. The merchant names a price, usually around 3 times what the thing is worth. You answer with a third of it. He looks wounded, as if you insulted his family. You turn to leave. He calls you back. And somewhere in the middle of it, a small glass of mint tea appears in your hand. After a while, you settle on a number both of you quietly knew from the start. Here is the part outsiders miss. A person who bargains well is respected, not resented. Take the first price, and you are the stranger who never learned the dance. That little glass of tea is not a small thing either. When a shopkeeper offers you tea, he is offering you time and trust. To refuse it, in the old way of thinking, is close to refusing his friendship. This is a country where a stranger can be pulled off the street into a home, sat down, and fed. It is the habit of a culture whose traditions grew for centuries at the crossroads of Africa, Europe, and the Arab world. That generosity is the thing visitors remember most. So here is one small favor in return. If you feel this video deserves a wider audience, tap the hype button below. It only lasts a few seconds, but it helps these stories reach more people. Their kindness can open almost any door. But once a year, high in the Atlas Mountains, these same people open a door no one expects a Muslim kingdom to have. A marketplace where the women choose their husbands. Every September, in a village called Imilchil, high on a plateau in the high Atlas, the tents go up and the tribes come down. Tens of thousands gather, Amazigh families, and at their heart, the Ait Hadidu, come to trade livestock and grain, and to hold something the world barely believes exists, a marriage market, where the women do the choosing. A woman moves through the crowd, looks a man over, and if she likes him, she speaks. And what she says is not what you would expect. She tells him, "You have captured my liver." Not the heart, the liver. In the old Berber way of seeing the body, love lives in the liver, because the liver is what keeps you strong and keeps you alive. She is not saying, "You make my pulse race." She is saying, "You are what keeps me living." Look closer. Many of the women there are not marrying for the first time. Widowed and divorced women come too, some marked by a peaked, pointed hood, and no one hides them at the back. Among the Ait Hadidu, divorce is not a stain, and remarrying is done openly, in daylight. There is a legend behind it. Two lovers from rival tribes, forbidden to marry, wept until they drowned and became two lakes near Imilchil. Heartbroken, the elders swore it would never happen again and gave their children the right to choose. And here is the why behind the wonder. The Amazigh were herders and semi-nomads, and in that life, a woman carried real economic weight and a real voice, far more than the outside image of a strict society would suggest. The marriages are still blessed by a local saint, still Muslim. Faith and the old Berber ways do not cancel each other here. They are braided together. To be fair about it, today the festival is also a farm fair and a tourist draw. Many couples have met before they arrive, and only a few dozen actually marry each season. What has not changed is the oldest part. A woman can still say yes, and she can still say no. So here is a real question, and I want your honest answer below. Women choosing their own husbands in the high Atlas, is that progress the modern world should protect? Or a tradition the modern world is quietly erasing? Tell us which side you are on. However a Moroccan woman finds her husband, at a mountain festival or through a city courtship, one night before the wedding belongs to a ritual older than any of them. And it begins, again, with her hands. It is called Laylat al-Henna, the henna night. In the days before the wedding, the women of the family gather, only the women, with a Hannaya, a henna artist. The bride wears green, the color of new life. And the artist paints her hands and feet with fine, looping designs that can take hours to finish. This is where henna stops being decoration and becomes armor. Every pattern is meant to carry baraka, to guard the bride from the evil eye, to call in children and good fortune. It is painted on Moroccan women at every doorway of life, at births and holidays. The wedding is simply the largest doorway of all. And it is not really a party. It is a handover between generations of women. The mother, the grandmother, the aunts sing the bride into her new life, folding advice into the verses, tears and laughter in the same breath. At the wedding itself, she is carried through the crowd on a round, gilded platform called the Amazigh, seated like a queen as the drums pound. For one night, an ordinary woman is royalty. Hold on to one thread. More than 1,000 years ago, a Moroccan woman took the fortune she inherited and built something the whole world still uses today. We will meet her later in a city where time seems to have stopped. First, what her married life actually looks like once the drums go quiet. Step inside a Moroccan home and you find several generations under one roof. And running the whole machine quietly are the women. The grandmother and the mother hold the values, settle the arguments, keep the household turning. She is not in the background of the home. She is its engine. For a long time, her rights outside the home lagged behind. Then, in 2004, the country rewrote its family law, the Mudawana, and the rest of the Arab world took notice. The legal marriage age rose to 18. A woman gained the right to be her own guardian, to seek divorce through a civil court, and real limits were placed on a man taking a second wife. On paper, Moroccan women suddenly had some of the strongest protections in the region. And here is the thread worth pulling. The freedom the Ait Hadidu women had held for centuries in their mountains, to choose, to leave, to marry again, the rest of the country only reached in 2004. The tribe, in a sense, got there first. None of it fell from the sky. Women's groups had pushed for years, gathering a famous petition of 1 million signatures before the law ever changed. They wrote their own rights into being. But the law is one thing, and daily life is another. Even now, women make up nearly half of Morocco's university students, yet only about 1 in 5 is in the paid workforce, among the lowest rates on Earth, where the global average sits near half. The door has been opened. Old habit still stands in the frame. Laws set the shape of her life. Daily life fills it in. And in Morocco, daily life is measured out 3 small glasses at a time. There is a saying Moroccans keep about their mint tea. The first glass is as gentle as life. The second is as strong as love. The third is as bitter as death. One pot poured 3 times, the flavor deepening with each round, and drinking all 3 is simple good manners. Watch how it is poured, and you see the respect. The host lifts the pot high above the glass, so the tea falls in a long ribbon and raises a soft crown of foam. The higher the pour, the greater the honor to the guest. It takes years to do it well without spilling a drop. Now here is a fact that surprises even Moroccans. This 1,000-year-looking ritual is only about 170 years old. Green gunpowder tea arrived from China in the 1850s, when a war in Europe choked off the usual trade routes and British merchants unloaded their stock in Morocco instead. Moroccans mixed it with the mint at their feet, and within a few generations, a foreign import had become the taste of the whole nation. In a country without alcohol, they even nicknamed it Moroccan whiskey. We are barely halfway through. So tell us, which side of Morocco has surprised you the most so far? Tea washes the soul, Moroccans say. But once a week, there is a place where they wash everything else. And it is nothing like a spa brochure. The Hammam, the neighborhood bathhouse, and there is one in nearly every quarter. You step into rising steam, scrubbed down with black soap made from olives and eucalyptus, and a worker drags a rough kessamit across your skin until the dead layers roll off. You come out, as Moroccans say, reborn. And for the price of a local hammam, $1 or $2, you get the same ritual Western spas sell for hundreds. But the hammam was never really about getting clean. For generations, it was the original social network of Moroccan women, the room where news was traded, troubles were shared, and marriages were arranged. A mother with a son to marry would come to the steam and quietly look the young women over, sizing up a future daughter-in-law. Men and women use it at separate times now, but its real work never changed. Think about that alongside Imilchil. In the mountains, the marriage market meets once a year. In the city, it met every single week, in a room full of steam. There is a reason it sits so close to the heart of life. The hammam grew up beside the mosque on a simple idea. You cleanse the body before you cleanse the soul for prayer. Hot water reaches every home now, and still the hammam survives. Because the thing people go there for was never the water. A bathhouse that arranges marriages, a festival where women choose. A family law the Arab world envied. Every thread leads back to one people, the ones who call themselves free. Their name says it plainly. Amazigh means free people. They are the native inhabitants of North Africa, living in this land thousands of years before Arab armies arrived in the 7th century. The word Berber, the one outsiders use, was never their own. And this is the deep answer to Imilchil. The freedom of those Ait Hadidu women is the freedom of a people who have always called themselves free. For most of modern history, their language lived only at home. Then, in 2011, the Constitution named Tamazight an official language of the country, beside Arabic, calling it the shared heritage of all Moroccans, without exception. It was the first time a North African state had gone that far. And so a script most travelers had never seen began appearing in public. Timina, an ancient Amazigh alphabet, now on school signs and government buildings. A writing system that looked dead, coming back to life in front of you. The land itself is many lands. Each Atlas Valley has its own dialect, its own carpet patterns, its own way of cooking a tagine. A country folded inside a country. Still, the story is not finished. A national survey at the end of 2024 found only about a quarter of Moroccans using Amazigh in daily life, more in the countryside. Amazigh groups pushed back, arguing the real number of speakers is far higher, and the count itself missed people. An official language, in other words, still fighting to be counted properly. If you want to see what Amazigh freedom looks like in ordinary life, don't look at a flag. Look at a tree full of goats. It sounds like a joke until you see it. Goats standing in the branches of a tree, high off the ground, calmly eating the fruit. This happens in the southwest of Morocco, in the argan groves, and the argan tree grows almost nowhere else on the planet. The goats climb because the fruit is worth climbing for. One honest note: some roadside scenes of goats stacked neatly in a tree are staged for tourist photos. The wild ones climb on their own. These groves matter enough that UNESCO named the region a protected biosphere reserve back in 1998, and later recognized the craft of making argan oil as living human heritage, naming its keepers as Berber women. They call it liquid gold, and they crack it open by hand. In cooperatives across the region, women split the hard nuts between two stones, a skill passed from mother to daughter, and the income has lifted the standing of rural women who had little of their own before. But liquid gold is a fair name in another way too. Raw argan oil sells for the price of a fine wine. and by the time an international beauty brand bottles a few drops, the shelf price can rival perfume. The women who crack the nuts keep very little of that. The oil sold in Paris for the price of perfume is opened by fingers that see almost none of it. The same hands that crack argan nuts weave another kind of treasure, one that hangs on walls in Manhattan in homes that never learned to read it. A Berber carpet is a kind of writing. The women who weave them work without a drawn plan, following a map held in memory, and the patterns tell a life. A zigzag can be water, a diamond can turn away the evil eye, a triangle can stand for womanhood and birth. Each valley, each confederation of tribes keeps its own spelling. The plain black and white rugs from the Middle Atlas now lie on the floors of Manhattan lofts, sold as minimalist design. The buyer sees clean lines. What is actually on the floor is a woman's autobiography, and no one in the room can read it. And in the workshops of Fez, the same is true of the walls. Zalige mosaics cut by hand, laid face down by feel, the finished star only appearing when the whole panel is flipped over. Then there is the sound. Gnawa music, recognized by UNESCO in 2019, comes from the descendants of West Africans brought north across the desert centuries ago. In an all-night ceremony, a master musician leads on a 3-string bass called the gwembri, and the repeating rhythm carries the gathering into a trance meant to heal. The sacred and the everyday, playing on the same string. Music that heals, carpets that speak, tiles laid blind. In Morocco, even dinner refuses to be only dinner, starting with a clay pot shaped like a wizard's hat. The tagine is that cone-shaped clay pot, and its strange lid is the whole point. As the food cooks low and slow for hours, steam rises into the peak, cools, and drips back down, so almost no moisture escapes. Lamb falls off the bone with preserved lemon and dried apricots. It is a dish born from a dry climate, a machine for saving every drop of water. And a full tagine at a local spot costs only a few dollars, less than a cup of coffee in New York. A careful traveler can eat well all day for 10 or 15. Then there is Friday couscous. After the midday prayer, the whole family gathers around a single shared dish, a ritual older than the written records of the place. In 2020, UNESCO added couscous to its heritage list in a rare joint application by 4 North African nations that usually agree on little. And then a plate that plays a trick on you, the pastilla. Pigeon or chicken, almonds, and cinnamon wrapped in paper-thin pastry, then dusted on top with powdered sugar. Every bite is sweet and savory at once, a small argument in your mouth that never quite resolves. Behind all of it stands Ras El Hanout. The name means top of the shop, a spice blend that every merchant and every family mixes a little differently, so no two are ever quite the same. There is no standard recipe. There is only your grandmother's. Everything on that table was made by hand, somewhere in a maze of alleys. And the greatest maze of them all has stood almost unchanged for more than 1,000 years. Fez. And here is the thread from the Henna night, finally paying off. In the year 859, a woman named Fatima al-Fihri took the fortune she had inherited and spent all of it building a mosque and school called Al-Qarawiyyin. It grew into what UNESCO and Guinness both recognize as the oldest continually operating university on Earth. Students were studying inside its walls before Oxford existed. The oldest university in the world was not built by a king or a conqueror. It was built by a woman, with an inheritance and an idea. The story does not end with her. The library she founded is the oldest working library on the planet, holding thousands of ancient manuscripts, some from the 9th century. When it fell into disrepair, it was rescued and reopened a few years ago, restored by another Moroccan woman, an architect. More than 11 centuries apart, one woman began it, and one woman saved it. Fez holds other secrets behind its walls. Its old city is a labyrinth of around 9,000 lanes, the largest car-free urban area in the world, where hired donkeys and mules still hauled the cargo just as they did in the 11th century. And in one corner sit the Chouara tanneries, working since the 1100s. Stone pits where hides are still softened in a mix of lime and pigeon droppings, the natural ammonia doing the work. The smell is fierce enough that visitors are handed a sprig of mint to hold under the nose. 1,000 years, and the recipe has not changed. Fez keeps its treasures behind sandstone walls. The rest of Morocco paints them straight onto the streets, a different color for every city.
This is where the title finally pays off. Morocco is a land of colors, and each one has a city. Start with blue. Chefchaouen, founded in 1471, is painted almost entirely in shades of blue, climbing the mountainside. Why? No one fully agrees. Some say Jewish refugees brought the color of heaven. Some say it repels mosquitoes or keeps the houses cool. Old photos from the 1930s show only patches of blue, which means the residents kept painting, kept the mystery alive on purpose. Then red. Marrakesh is wrapped in walls of red sandstone that have circled its old city since 1062. At its center is Jama el Fena, the Great Square that UNESCO named its very first masterpiece of oral and intangible heritage, where storytellers still work a circle of listeners the way they have for 1,000 years. Then gold. The dunes of Erg Shebi rise to 500 feet and shift from orange to red to gold as the sun crosses them. At night, the silence is so complete it feels sacred. In summer, the sand can hit 120 degrees. A winter night turns bitterly cold. And then white. Ifrane, in the Middle Atlas, is a town of steep alpine roofs and a ski resort built by the French in 1929. People call it Little Switzerland. It once recorded the coldest temperature ever seen in Africa, 11 degrees below zero. Snow in North Africa, a few hours from the Sahara, whose peaks feed water to the whole country. There is even a fifth color now, silver. On the edge of the Sahara sits Noor Ouarzazate, one of the largest solar plants in the world. Millions of curved mirrors across thousands of acres, powering more than 1 million people. An ancient country, painting itself a color from the future. Blue, red, gold, white, silver. But the most famous Moroccan city of all is known for a color that was never really there, and a movie that never came. When mentioning Casablanca, an American hears the 1942 film, the fog, the piano, the doomed romance. Here is the fact no one tells you. That movie was shot almost entirely on a studio lot in Burbank, California. The cast and crew never set foot in Morocco. And the famous Rick's Cafe you can visit in Casablanca today? It opened in 2004, built to recreate a film that was never filmed there. The real Casablanca has its own landmark, and it is staggering. Finished in 1993, carries a minaret reaching about 689 feet into the sky, the tallest in the world when it was completed. Part of it stands out over the Atlantic itself. The hall holds 25,000 people inside, tens of thousands more on the plaza, and a laser on the tower points toward Mecca at night. It is one of the few mosques in Morocco open to non-Muslims. And the city around it is young. Morocco's median age is about 30. Half the country is younger than 30 years old. This is a generation that slides between Darija, Tamazight, French, and English in a single sentence, sitting with laptops in cafes beside a 1,000-year-old Medina. One foot in the past, one in the future. Casablanca itself, home to millions, is the country's engine, not the romance of the movie, but the place where modern Morocco actually earns its living. So the Morocco of the movies never existed. The real one is better, but it plays by its own rules. And before you book anything, there are a few of those rules that no brochure will tell you. The first, the good part. Sleep in a desert camp under the stars of Erg Chebi, or a riad tucked inside a Medina, and sweat out a week in a local hammam. The best times to come are spring and fall, and September brings the Imilchil festival back to the mountains. The word is clearly out. Morocco drew a record 17.4 million visitors in 2024, the most of any country in Africa, worth around $11 billion. The secret is out. The Medinas just have not changed yet. Now the honest part. There are faux guides, friendly strangers who lead you somewhere, then demand payment. There is the Henna trick, a hand grabbed in a square and painted uninvited, then a fee. There are taxis that never start the meter. The rule is the same each time. Refuse politely, stay firm, and agree a price before anything happens. For women traveling, catcalling in the crowded Medinas is real, and it eases off in smaller towns like Essaouira, Chefchaouen, and Rabat. Dressing modestly and moving in a group helps. Actual contact is rare. Pickpockets work the busy markets, but violent crime against visitors is genuinely uncommon, and Morocco runs a dedicated tourist police you can reach by dialing 19. For most travelers, the biggest danger of the whole trip is a shopkeeper who is a little too charming. And one last tip that ties it together. Accept the tea when it is offered, and learn two words, shukran, thank you, and la, shukran, no thank you. You will use the second one far more than the first. Come prepared, and Morocco does not just meet your expectations. It quietly replaces them. If it just replaced a few of yours, a like tells us so, and subscribing means you will not miss the next country that does the same. Go back to the woman we started with, the kohl, the henna, the fading blue lines on her chin. None of it was decoration. It was language, all the way down. This is the real Morocco, a devout Muslim kingdom where Berber women choose their husbands, and a woman built the world's oldest university. Not a contradiction, just many layers braided together. The strangeness you came to see is really a mirror. What you call normal is only one choice this country never made. Moroccans say their country never reveals itself all at once, which is why you will come back for the rest. Have you been to Morocco? Tell us what it showed you.